folks, we're here with Bar Louie's here. Cameraman Dean Eastlake filling in for us. Thank you, Dean, for taking a second for us. Here with Jason. I am Suds. We're going to do a quick recap of last season. I know most people want to know, where was last season's podcast? We did tape podcast last season at the end of the season. Unfortunately, I felt the podcast was not positive enough, so I didn't put the podcast on air. So here, Jason and I are going to fill in the next 10 minutes or so and talk about last season's Final Four.
I wasn't there at the last podcast taking to keep people in line. You can see, folks, what happens when I'm not there to keep people in line. Anarchy and chaos reign supreme. It's madness out there. So I'm here now.
Things under
for
control.
You.
And as he said that, I see a picture of Mike Milbury. It makes me laugh. You know, control, anarchy, control. I see Mike Milbury's picture on TV up there. It makes me laugh. Anyway, we're here at Bar Louie's. Going to go over last season, 2013 fall season results here. TGIS Cup Rec Bracket. The finalists were West Thrill, who beat the Street Sharks.
Yep.
And of course, the Scorpions beat the Greenback Boogies. The finals between the Scorpions, West Thrill, the game. The Scorpions actually trailed L2T, if you recall correctly. L2T actually had to lead this game. Late in the game, the Scorpions scored 3 times the last two and a half minutes to sort of win this game. Your thoughts? The Scorpions becoming back-to-back defending TGIS Cup Rec champions.
Well deserved. Definitely well deserved effort. As you mentioned, they were down. They battled back hard. Andy continuing his all-star season in net. I thought he played very well. And yeah, Scorpions come out on top. I mean, what else can you say? You know, they're back-to-back defending TGIS Cup Rec champions for a reason.
My thought points, I teach Scorpions sometimes have a habit or tendency to kind of implode if things didn't go well. But in this case, things weren't going well. They stayed together, they fought hard, consistent, and got the comeback win. Number one thing when you're 12 in the game is to stay focused, not let it get to you overall. Scorpions did a good job there of staying focused, I thought. And they stayed the game plan, they sit together, played for each other. They able to get a couple of turnovers. Brian Small with a big turnover goal as well too. And Gordon Franco that let it go late in the game. They deserved it with that game. And he had a great playoff run too.
Well, the Scorpions had a very solid core. You know, Brian Smalley,
yes.
Cindy, and Chris Dave,
yes.
their daughter tandem. Scott Fairchild on team, Andy, as we've already mentioned. You know, they had very good players, and so I'm not surprised that they were able to battle back. I don't know where you're coming from with this whole implosion thing. I think they've always been.
It's well known that Scorpions, when things don't go wrong, they tend to get a little bit down themselves out there. It's something that's
you can say about 18.
Yeah, more than anybody else. It's a private thing, but I thought they stayed focused. They didn't get down. They stayed focused. They got the game plan, and they earned that victory. It was a very well earned championship win for them as well too. Also, a shout out to L2T who put their hearts out. They were almost there for one of that cup that they won out there. They came close. It's going to be a better team next season as well too. Congrats to the Scorpions moving on as back-to-back defending TGIS Cup championship. Next bracket was a TGIS Cup Pro. A really crazy bracket because clearly on paper, Snake Eyes are the clear-cut favorite to win this bracket. Clear-cut favorites. However, with the snowstorm we had that particular weekend, they were forced to forfeit. As a result, they're out of the running in the semifinals. The forfeit went to the team that had to win a game, so the Untouchables won a game by forfeit. The 5-minute major won their bracket. The final was the Untouchables versus the 5-minute major, and the 5-minute judge they would win this game as well too. But lo and behold, the Untouchables not only win this game, they win the TGIS Cup bracket as their only win of the season. Can you imagine that? Their only true win of the season comes in the finals of a championship game. Your thoughts, Andy? Your thoughts, Jason?
Not Andy.
Yeah, well, that's the extra.
He's had a couple of glasses of wine, ladies and gentlemen. He's wearing a Caps hat.
You know I had a wine when I had
clearly
a Caps hat.
Poor decision making all around back then. But moving on. First of all, that snowstorm that caught the Snake Eyes, not the only team to get caught. I got caught in that snowstorm in Philly.
Yes.
And I lost 2 tires on my vehicle. It was terrible. It was crazy. Yeah. And
bad break for the Snake Eyes.
Yeah, bad break for the Snake Eyes.
Good break for the Untouchables.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm very happy that the Untouchables ended up getting that win. As you mentioned, their only win that entire season, but well deserved. They played their hearts out.
The only non-forfeit win. How about that? To be fair.
Non-forfeit win. Well, and not only that, but I mean, I think the Untouchables, despite not having the wins in pro, they've always played hard every week. Against the first round of playoffs, against the puck Buddies, they played their hearts out.
They did.
And they played the Puck Buddies tough. I know the score didn't reflect that,
right.
but even the Puck Buddies kept coming up to me and to you, I think, as well, saying
yes.
that they've always been, they've been playing their hearts out and they really played us tough. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that they were able to come away with the victory.
And you know what? Untouchables they always come hard. If they're second Untouchables, they're always overmatched in pro, but they played very hard. I'm glad to see them win as well too. So congratulations to Untouchables. Great win. If you bet on the 14 bracket, there were 50 to 1 odds to win that bracket. In the 14 bracket, 50 to 1 odds, and they actually, if you bet on the Untouchables in Vegas, you cashed at 50 to 1. Congratulations to Untouchables. Good job as well too. DCHL Cup rec bracket. The two favorites got there. Babylon Warriors and Tujak Noko got there. Your thoughts on the finals? In the game where the Babylon Warriors actually were trailing in the finals, they were trailing by a goal. Second half, somehow, some way, this team is destined to win that season. They've won all their games basically overall. They found a way to get the tying goal and then basically blow by the Tujak Noko. I thought the team was a factor for Tujak Noko. They were a big factor in the second half. Your thoughts on the Babylon Warriors winning the DCHL Cup rank and finish the season undefeated, no regulation loss? Your thoughts there?
That game was everything you would expect from a championship game. Both teams playing very hard. Babylon, I'm disappointed with Tujaks. Not in their level of play because they played hard, but this was their second appearance in a championship game. Their first being against 5-minute majors. They haven't won either. So me personally, I was rooting for the Jacks. Warriors come out on top though, and we've seen it all season. The Babylon Warriors get down, and I called it early that when they get down, they get frustrated and they might lose their heads. But they haven't done that this season, and they didn't do that this game. And they continued to battle back, and they got the win. So
it's a good point because we always wondered if they're trailing up in a close game. They've always won close games, but how will they react? Will they have a 6-6-2 tie? Will they implode? They actually stayed together, played very, very well. They deserved to win that game. They came back and showed hard. Apple deserved to win the game as well. Just so congratulations to the Babylon Warriors, won the DCHL Cup rank in this case. Now, one controversy, Vegas Suns would always say, look, I have all the respect in the world for the Babylon Warriors. A true rec team that plays hard, true rec players, true rec philosophy, ideal role model for rec teams in general. Love them. The one thing I'll say is the fact that they're not a team that I would say is a great team. I think they overachieve, and that's to credit them. It's a positive step for them as well too. They played very, very well. So the cup as well too. Undefeated season. Congratulations to the Babylon Warriors.
Yes, congratulations.
Now two more brackets left. DCHL Cup Pro bracket. And this had four loaded teams as well too. Buckmasters lost to the All Blacks semifinals. Puck Buddies beat the semifinals. Set up the Puck Buddies, number 1 seed, and the number 3 seed, All Blacks. And keep in mind, the All Blacks had beaten the Puck Buddies the regular season. Yeah. Shut them out. And for the first 2 periods, the Puck Buddies couldn't score. So through 5 periods, the All Blacks had basically whitewashed, stonewashed the high scoring Puck Buddies. You're wondering, do they have their number?
Is stonewashed a term?
Yeah, it is. It's a term that we use in sports out there, but it is whitewash, don't what we call it out there. But basically, in the 3rd period, Puck Buddies were actually down 1-0, but then they had a power play in the 3rd period and a fluky goal, a knuckler, a dribble past the goalie. Now, it was the goalie's fault, it was the knuckler. Had to give it 1-1. Floodgates opened, got 2 more goals to end the game. Puck Buddies come back to win that game 3-1. Now you're defending back-to-back DCHL Cup Pro Champions. The game there, I'll be honest with you, they had to play the All Blacks defensive style, grind style, and win the game. Puck Buddies aren't a grind team. They're more a finesse team, free-flowing team. They had to play the All Black style, and they won the game. That impressed me the most. Your thoughts on the game as well, too?
I think you just said it. They adjusted very well. Puck Buddies adjusted very well, and we're able to come out with the win. These 2 teams, the All Blacks and the Puck Buddies, they always play each other. It's always an entertaining game to watch. I wish we could videotape every single game against these 2 teams because they just play so well. They match up so well against each other.
They do.
Puck Buddies coming in with the win win, but that game easily could have went either way.
Absolutely, and I want to make sure people understand. Puck Buddies won the cup and deserve to win the cup as well too. In fact, they played a opponent style and win the game is very impressive. But at the same time, to All Black's credit, that's a coin flip game in my opinion. One go one way or the other, and gone the other way out there. So congrats to Puck Buddies for winning that game as well too. And also at the same time, congratulations to the All Blacks for taking the Puck Buddies to the maximum tip as well too. Two great teams overall in that regards. So we have back-to-back defending DCHL Cup champions in the Puck Buddies, back-to-back TGIS Cup Run champions, the Scorpions, moving on to winter season. One more division left, the X division, our draft division out there, where we had Nexus, drafted by General Manager Suds, going against Jason Sticka's X Strategy. Let me give you an example. It's kind of like the Boston Bruins. That's how I would equate the Nexus team going against the Washington Capitals. All offense, all the time. What happened in that game, Jason?
We lost. Exit Strategy lost, but it was a tough game. It was a hard-fought game. I felt like I had a great game in net. Other pundits may disagree. Other pundits are also within arm's reach, so I caution their next couple statements. But no, at the end of the day, Nexus was just the better team, and I hate to say that, but it was true. I mean, they had the better defense, and they had the better team overall as far as talent was. So I mean, congrats to them. I thought we played them very hard, and not surprised they came away with the cup. Wish the result was different, but that's how it goes sometimes.
First of all, I think you played very well in nets. The goaltending wasn't an issue for extra. You guys played
for once.
It was not an issue. You guys played well. I thought, again, you guys have great offense. I think the more complete team was the Atwood Nexus in this case. They had more defense. They were more balanced out there. You saw that. The more balanced, and they had a game plan for Jake and Phil and JP as well. So I thought the better overall team won. And again, it goes back to my soapbox over here. NHL teams, you want a complete team. The Boston Bruins, I'm not a Boston Bruin fan, but they're a complete team. The Capitals, more about offense. So you see the same thing in DCHL. Complete teams win more often than DCHL, like ice hockey as well too. I thought this was a good example of a complete team winning the game as well too. They were the most talented team. I think you guys were, but the more complete team was Nexus in this case. So Nexus is now also the X Division champs. I want to give a shout out to Dave Altschuler. He's the only player who's won both X Cups.
Yeah.
X Division is drafted every season by, it's not a team that stays over. We redraft every season. It's a new team every season as well too. So Dave's the only player who played for both X Division champions. That's David as well too. That would be it for our wrap up for the 2013 fall season. Great season as well too.
Yeah, competitive season.
Very competitive, very fun as well too. We look forward to our 2014 winter season coming up here. We're going to be back in about 2-2. We're going to look at the week 1 scores for the 2014 winter season as well too. We're back momentarily here with D, Jeff, Jason, and Suds here on our first week's podcast.